Bonjour tout le monde, vous êtes sur MAO, votre radio parisienne gratuite, indépendante et disponible 24 heures sur 24 qui accueille des artistes locaux et internationaux. Aujourd'hui, on est avec OnlyWithYou. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good. So you're a young DJ and you already have a very recognizable sound. Is there a specific moment when you will like, okay, I want to do that type of music?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, I'd probably say there was a festival I played in Australia last year called Beyond the Valley, and I was kind of tossing up between kind of trancier stuff and then more on your like speed garage housey stuff. For the majority of that set, I went with the more speed garage houseier stuff, and while I was up there playing, it kind of clicked with me a lot more. But I still love the trance stuff, so I got home that next week and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna mash the two of them together, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I've been doing for the past 2 years, is just kind of taking what I love from the trance stuff and combining it with the more like hard house speed garage drums.
So your music is supported by big artists like Bad Boombox or VTSS. How does it feel to be playlisted by such a different big name?
It's kind of crazy, man. Like especially over the past year, there's been so many artists that I never thought would play my music that have played it. Like VTSS was one of the crazy ones. Like I didn't think I made hard enough music for her to play, and then I got all these videos of her dropping my tracks, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? It's funny just seeing the array of how many artists, like different artists, as you've said. Have been playing my music. The funniest one is that I see a lot of the German DJs playing my stuff like 15 to 20 BPM faster than it actually is. So I get all these festival clips of like my tracks being played at like 160 BPM when they're originally like 140. So it's fun to see.
You're from Australia, but your sounds travel everywhere. Do you feel the difference in how your music is received in Berlin, in Paris, or in Melbourne?
Definitely. Because in Australia we're a lot more like house music orientated. My tracks that are more housey get a lot more play there, and then my harder stuff gets played a lot more in Europe. And I always have all my European friends being like, "You need to make more hard stuff," and then I have all my Australian mates being like, "You need to make more housey stuff," you know. So it's kind of it's interesting seeing the dichotomy between the two. But as I said, that's why I try and bring both of those influences into one and try and produce according to both.
Do you think that Australia has a recognizable electronic sounds?
Oh, definitely. I'd say especially now for the first time in 10 years, Australia has a really recognizable sound, and we're out there on the world stage, up there with a lot of other places like Berlin, like Ireland, like the UK, where there was a little bit at the end of the 2010s where we kind of lost a bit of relevancy, where in the early 2010s we were really pushing this big electro sound, and we had a lot of big electro artists, where now we're back and we have a flavor, you know, from all the hard groove guys to the hard house guys to all the prog house that's happening in Australia. There's a lot of times where you listen to a track and you can tell it's Australian just from the way it's made, you know? And I really like that, and I feel really proud of my country for being back on that stage, you know? And my city as well. Melbourne is where it's at. That's all I gotta say.
Do you see differences between the Australian crowd and European crowd?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say in Australia, a lot of the crowds are a bit wilder in the way of carelessness with partying. You know what I mean? Where I feel in Europe, people party just as hard, but they're a lot more kept about themselves, you know what I mean? They still appreciate the music just as much as the Australian crowd, if not more so, you know what I mean?
Okay, for you, what's make a good set? Do you try to create a story, or you see the vibes and...
A good set is when I can look out into the crowd and I just see people losing their mind, you know what I mean? I've had sets where I know I played very well, but maybe it was towards the end of the night where the crowd was a little bit worn out, you know what I mean? But a set that makes it for me is when I can look out there and I see some kid that was me like 3 years ago just like losing their shit, you know what I mean? For me, it's all about the crowd. It's all about the crowd interaction for me. It's the energy that like I get back from them that I can then give back to them again, you know? It's a cycle, if that makes sense.
Okay, is it that why you choose this name of artists?
They'll never know. Oh. It's up to interpretation. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that definitely does come into it as well.
Do you remember the first time that one of your tracks really set dance floor on fire and you were like, wow?
Oh yeah, no, I do specifically. It's funny because I never released the song, right? I had this remix of Sam Alfred 1999 back in like 2022, and it was just when I was starting Only With You. And one of my friends, Brenton Chan, played it in the main room of one of Melbourne's like premier clubs, XE54. And seeing the kind of reaction from the crowd when he dropped it, it filled me with a lot more confidence to kind of back my own productions and really like push the sound that I wanted. And that's funny because I never ended up releasing that song. It's still on my hard drive. Like.
Is there a sound or a music or a sound of everyday life that you sample on a track?
Oh yeah, man! I've sampled a lot of old rock music. Yeah,
okay.
I actually I have multiple samples of Pink Floyd that I've used on multiple different tracks. I was raised by two parents who were very like musical, you know what I mean, very involved in Australian music, and so I learnt when I was younger off a lot of Australian music and just rock in general. And pop and, you know, basically everything that existed from the 1970s to the 2000s. And I always try and bring those influences into my music because we, you know, being in the music industry, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And being a dance music producer for the longest time was kind of, oh, you're a dance producer, where I feel like when you can bring in influences from all these other genres, it elevates it so much more. And it shows you're a student of the game. And that's ultimately what I want to prove to a lot of people.
If you could create a party anywhere you want with anyone you want, what will it be?
So I can book a lineup? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, it would be me. No, I'm joking. Damn, this is actually a crazy question. I don't know the answer to it. If I could throw it anywhere?
Anywhere.
It would have to be in my home city of Melbourne. It'd have to be in Naarm, for real. But I'd want to do something fun, like a boat party that goes down the Yarra River or something. Give it some type of gimmick. Like bring it out of a nightclub and into somewhere different. In terms of a lineup, I don't even know how to tackle that question. There's so many names that I think off the top of my head. Actually, you know what? I'd probably want to book an all Naarm lineup, like an all Melbourne artist lineup, just because as I said earlier, I think my city is pumping out some of the best dance music in the world at the moment, and I think it should be showcased to the world stage whenever it can be.
Do you have a recommendation of artists or places in Maribor to party?
Dude, how long have you got? Because if you're asking about artists, bro, Ned Bennett, Walters, bro, this new kid, his name is Rev. The kid is crazy, man. Dude, like literally I could go on for ages, like just listing people. Like there is so much talent. Pleasant Michelle, Cookies and Cream, like, oh my God, there's so much talent in that city at the moment. Baron Von Trax, but you guys probably have already heard of him. But there's too many artists to name and so many different genres as well.
Okay.
From your harder techno stuff to your hard house, you know what I mean? In terms of recommendations of what to do in Melbourne at the moment, there's been a big shift. A lot of our major clubs have been shutting down just because that's the way the world is at the moment. But in terms of single one-off events, they're always happening. Like every weekend there's some huge event happening at Pika or the Timber Yard, and the Australian festival season is unmatched in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I would say the European festival season is better, but outside of Europe, Australia is the best you can get.
So we have to check this out.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No stress. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Sick.
Do you want